Namaste. Welcome to our pranayam class. And please prepare yourself by sitting in any comfortable meditative pose of your choice. It can be any simple cross-leg position. If you know any lotus pose, Padmasan, Vajrasan, or even just sitting on the chair is also completely fine. Making sure your spine is straight, you're sitting upright. Roll your shoulders and bring them down. Relax your face, neck. Your hands can be in Dhyana Mudra. There's one more mudra that I wanted to share today. It's called as Prana Mudra. Simple. I mean, there are many mudras. Just one very important mudra that I wanted to share is Prana Mudra. So Prana Mudra is where we join our tip of the thumb, small finger, and the ring finger. So we are not using these two fingers. We are using these fingers. What is the importance of this mudra is for people who have often problems with fatigue, low energy levels, they frequently feel tired, or depletion in any kind of vitality energy. For them, this mudra is really helpful. So this is Prana Mudra. This helps in enhancing the prana Shakti or energy in the body. So sometimes if you have been feeling this, you can also take this mudra. Apart from that, there are many mudras. Maybe we can do one more separate session on only mudras. But this is one of my favorite mudras. All of us have busy lifestyles sometimes, and we can make the most of it. Even just while sitting or hearing something or doing something, we can always have this mudra as well. So hope you understood this mudra. We're not using these two fingers. I've joined the thumb, tip of the thumb, small finger, and the ring finger. And same way, just like how I put my any other mudra, I put it on my knees. Okay? So you can take any mudra of your choice. It can be this new Prana Mudra today or your Dhyana Mudra. Dhyana Mudra also, sometimes the palms can be facing up. If you feel like you want to internalize your awareness more, you can just turn the palm down also. Right? So keeping the spine straight. Sorry, I just got a message. Am I audible to all of you? Am I audible to all of you? Or maybe Pallavi, you need to check your phone settings for it. So let's begin with initial prayers. Keeping your eyes closed. And now let's leave aside all our thoughts for the moment. Let's focus on the present moment. And that becomes easier when we just bring our attention on our breathing. Let's observe the rhythmic flow of our breath flowing in and out. Observing your natural breathing. Maintain this awareness on your breath throughout the practice. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And let's begin with our preparatory breath work, which is today fast breathing with one nostril. So I'm going to close my right nostril with the right hand's thumb and then start fast inhaling and exhaling through the left. It is very natural to feel that one nostril is always blocked. I'm going to share that towards the end of the class today on the nasal cycle, some more information on that. So it's all right. Even if you feel blocked, you're just making an effort without, of course, over tiring yourself. You're still making an effort to channelize the breath in and out through that nostril. So we're going to just use one nostril for the fast breathing, left in and left out to start with. So let's begin. Keeping your spine straight again. Always give that self check to your spine. Your another hand can be in any mudra of your choice. Right hand in Pranav Mudra, closing the right nostril to begin with. Let's start with fast breathing through the left nostril. You can follow your own pace. Let's begin. Exhale and relax. We'll switch to the right nostril now. Also, let me know today which your nostril. I remember I gave you this task even last time. Even today, we're going to discuss on this nasal dominance area. So you can again be very mindful and let me know which nostril is more open. It is less likely possible that it is completely blocked. We may feel it like that, but it's partially open always. It's just that another one is more active, we can say like that. For me, my left one seems to be less active right now, and right is open at this point of time in the morning. So let me know what is with your nostril when you do the second round now. So now we close our left nostril, and now we will inhale and exhale with the right. Let's begin. Exhale and relax. Great. So always when whatever nostril is open, you find your practice to be happening more easier with that, of course. It's not that it's completely blocked, the other one, but it's partially less active than the other. And there's a reason for it. There's a big science behind it. I will try to discuss this precisely at the end of the class today. So just remember which nostril was open at this point of time for you. Okay. Now we'll move to the next practice, the cleansing breath work, Kapalabhati, and we're going to attempt 3 rounds of it again today, and each round is going to last for 1 minute. At any point if you feel tired, please feel free to take a break and we will start again whenever you feel ready. Okay, so let's prepare ourselves for Kapalabhati, keeping our spine straight again. Sitting upright. I prefer Drona Mudra in Kapalabhati, which keeps the abdomen quite relaxed. Face relaxed, shoulders completely relaxed. Observe your natural breath. Your focus can be on the eyebrow center or the navel center at the belly, near the belly button. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out completely. Breathe in and let's begin. Exhale and relax. Just take a pause here. Observe your natural breath and see if you feel any breath retention in Kapalabhati. As soon as you stop for first few seconds, you don't even feel like inhaling or exhaling. Natural state of Kumbhak, the breath retention. Preparing for the second round now. Readjusting your body, spine straight, shoulders relaxed. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out completely. Breathe in and let's begin. Exhale and relax. Stay here for a few seconds, keeping your eyes closed, observing the after effects of the practice. And now preparing yourself for the third and the final round. If at all you feel uncomfortable, you can do lesser rounds, take a break, whatever you feel nice for your body. Do not go beyond your capacity. Listen to your body. Let's prepare for the third round. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out completely. Breathe in and let's begin. Exhale and relax. Stay here for a few seconds, observing your natural breath or maybe some retention in the beginning. Feeling all the after effects of the practice. And now slowly preparing ourselves for the next practice of alternate nostril breathing with breath retention at the count of 4. So again, bringing your awareness back on the breathing if it has gone elsewhere. Mind is like a butterfly, it keeps traveling. So you have to keep on again reminding it to bring it back on your resolve, on your practice, on your breath. Alternate nostril breathing, Anulom Vilom with Kumbhak, breath retention. Left hand can be in any mudra of your choice. Right hand in Pranav Mudra. And now we're going to close the right nostril to begin with. And today I want you to follow your own rhythm and practice. Of course, you now by know that 1 second is one kind of, count that I give you. So today we will do it in more awareness on your practice, on your breath without my instructions, so that you kind of get used to it. Of course, it's always nice to have a guided instruction, but even if you do it silently, find it for yourself if you have more deeper experiences of staying connected with your own breath rather than getting more connected externally to my voice. So every yoga practice, the goal is to always be in guidance, but be always self-sustained with your sadhana and practice. So today we will be doing it in a way where I'm also continuing with you, but I'm not giving you the numbers, just to remind you how are we doing it. We are starting by always inhaling through the left nostril and ending also with the left always. So starting by inhaling left in 4 seconds. You can count in your own mind, and then you have to hold the breath for 4 seconds, and then right exhale at 8, and same way then inhaling from the right, you know it now, and holding for 4 seconds and exhaling always 8. So if you don't wish to do kumbhak or retention, you can just inhale in 4 and exhale in 8. But we are doing it on our own today, all of us. So let's begin. Make sure the mind is going to travel, so bring it back on your breath, on the resolve. Let's begin the practice at your own pace, few rounds. Now, wherever you are in your practice, you first exhale by finishing from your left nostril and then stop the round. So always we end the round by exhaling from the left nostril. So we start from the left and exhale from the left itself. And once you are done, you can bring your right hand down. So I'm sure it must have been slightly different experience to do it with more awareness, only, with yourself, by hearing your breath, by counting on your own. It must have been slightly different experience, but definitely that goes very deeper as you're more mindful of your inhalations and exhalations rather than any external voice that is coming. So I was getting a couple of questions on how do I progress in this practice. So the only thing is we have to always keep the ratio of 1:2 in breathing practices. So we are clear with that, the reason of longer exhalations. I explained in one of the past videos. So we know we have a lot of importance for longer exhalations. So even if you feel that now I am ready, for some, if you are already practicing, it is a progressing step, this videos. And for those who are new, please take your own sweet time. Please do not hurry up. However, if you feel that you can now inhale more, you only do it when you're able to exhale in the double count. For example, you're inhaling in 4, but you feel that you can inhale in 5 as well now. Your body is ready for it and you feel that you can go on a little longer. So make sure and try if you're able to exhale now in 10. So if you're inhaling in 5, your exhalation will be in 10. If you're able to match this, then go for 5 and 10. Okay. If not, please stick back to 4. In fact, for those who find it even challenging to exhale through 8, then I would say that try to inhale in 4 deeply as much as you can in 3 counts, and then exhalation can be in either 6, or as a preparation we also did, if you are comfortable inhaling in 4, then for few more days keep exhaling in 6. So inhaling 4 and exhaling 6, that is also fine as a preparation. And I guarantee you just have to be consistent in your practice. Your body is going to talk to you and respond to you by improving your efficiency of your lungs and of the breathing muscles. That is surely going to happen. So you just have to be consistent and never force yourself, however. So for those who feel comfortable going further in their practice, can inhale in 5 and exhale in 10. But remember, there's no competition with anyone, ourselves, even no. Pranayama is a little risky thing, as I've mentioned in previous videos. If you stretch yourself too much, you can have more harms to your body than any good. So please be very mindful, as you maybe will be on your own journey after few days. So please be very mindful as you improve your ratio or increase your count. Any point you again feel uncomfortable, get back to the previous number. Okay. So now let's begin with the next practice of Ujjayi today. So Ujjayi breathing is where we consciously contract our throat muscle as if we are going to inhale through this pipe. Of course, the inhalation is also happening through the nostrils, but the air is more prominently coming from a pipe, as if that sound is created. And that is really beneficial and relaxing breath. So Ujjayi, the victorious breath. Keeping your spine straight, any mudra of your choice. The sound is like a snoring baby or a hissing snake. So inhaling and exhaling in Ujjayi. Remember the analogy of the fogging mirror, and doing the same thing with the mouth closed is Ujjayi. That is Ujjayi breathing. Let's begin. We will do around 7 rounds of Ujjayi breaths at your own pace. There is no force on inhalation, exhalation. As much as you can do deeper, longer, you can do it. Let's begin. And once you're done with your Ujjayi breaths, just stay here for a few seconds, observing the after effects of the practice, keeping your eyes closed. Now let's visualize a blackboard in front of us and write this positive affirmation today. I am able to control and channelize my emotions properly. I am able to control and channelize my emotions properly. With this affirmation in our mind, in our heart, and going back to it whenever we need in any time of the day, let's, in the mood of gratitude, pray for the well-being of all around us. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Gently rub your palms, bringing the warmth of your palms on your face, cupping your eyes, opening your eyes inside the palms and gently bringing your hands down. Let us surrender today's practice to the Supreme Lord and let's pray for the well-being, health and peace for all around us. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy. Thank you very much for joining in. And before I forget something important, we have some special events and special speakers coming up on our Govardhan School of Yoga Facebook page. The festival starts right from today evening with His Grace Gauranga Prabhu addressing and inaugurating the Yoga Day talk. So that happens today evening, and then tomorrow whole day almost on different hours we have different activities. And on Yoga Day we also have His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj himself addressing, and we have other couple of speakers also who are going to be there. So we have posted the schedule on few of the couple of posts yesterday. So please check for more details like timings, and please spread the word and be part of this yoga festival, upcoming yoga festival, and take a resolve for the healthy practice for the holistic well-being. So before I forget, I wanted to share that. And today I want to give you a little explanation on very important aspect of nasal cycle. And although yogis had discovered it years and years ago, but even now science believes it, and they call it, only they have given this name as nasal cycle. So I have been asking you a couple of times that which of your nostril is dominant. So this is very normal. Like at one point of time we have any one nostril which is more dominant. I can't say blocked, but which is more dominant, and another one is less dominant. So for you, sometimes it can be left, sometimes it can be right, and it is completely normal. And this has to change, or it changes after approximately every 2 hours. So every 2 hours we have our nasal dominance shifting from left to right and again right to left. So this keeps on happening throughout the day, and this is completely normal because the left side of our nostril is controlling the left side of the body. It is said like that, or the left energy. This is more subtle explanation that I'm giving now, and the right side is kind of taking care of the right side, it is said. So these two different energies in the body have different functions. So mostly the left side is referred to as more cooling, feminine in nature, and the right side of our nostril is more kind of a heat dominant. So that is why we have this different prakritis also. Like somebody has more heat in the body, somebody has, kind of more coolness in the body. They need more of the dynamic activities. So we need both the energies to function, because one energy which is on the left side, this left nadi, is also connected to our mind, and the right side, it's more connected to the pranic body, to the body side. So we have to have the harmony between body and mind. We need both of these energies. However, sometimes there can be an imbalance. So the yogis discovered that if only one nostril is dominant, then that part is more actively used while others are underused. For example, if I have my left nostril too much dominant, I may have issues related to less heat in the body, and it can affect my digestion. Or it can be overly mental activities like anxiety, depression, and other disorders. So if one side is more active, for example, the left side, then there is an imbalance to the other side. Similarly, if there are a lot of heat issues in the body, which means my right nostril is always more dominant, it is functioning more longer than my left one, then I may have heat related issues in the body. So I need a little bit of cooling down. And so now you know that why do we practice this alternate nostril breathing and other pranayam practices by grabbing our nose all the time, because our nostrils are like, channels for this prana and energy that are flowing in the body. There's a very precise explanation. There's a big science behind this. But at some point in future, if we are doing some pranayam courses, we have done it also before, you can check on the website. So you get some more details on that. So the goal of our practice is to balance these two energies in the body and not go off balance. So you must have seen in previous times also yogis using this typical T-shaped stick. So, and they would put it under their armpit. So that is also one of the reasons by which the other nostril would start. For example, if I want to activate my left nostril at this point of time, then I would put that stick, or you can also lie down or put your hand under the right arm. And then it is said that the opposite nostril would start to function. So that happens. And if you want to activate the right nostril, you put a stick or your hand, or you lie down on the left side, then the right nostril can get activated. Another way of doing it is inhaling in through the nostril that you want to open in and exhale through other one, which we do in our fast breathing or some other types sometimes, that you inhale through the nostril that you want to open up. It will be difficult slightly, but it's still active, so you need to make that effort. In the advanced stages, they say that you don't even have to purposely do it, you have to mentally, and that is a big science called as Swara Yoga, where you just inhale through the nostril that you want to open mentally. I know it sounds a little like esoteric, but that's one of the practices that people also have, yogis have recommended, to mentally breathe in, force in the breath through the nostril that you want to open in and exhale through the other one. So there are some different ways of opening the nostril. So you can do your self discovery here. Like maybe you can keep checking. I know it's a tedious task, but if you wish to do it's a self experiment on yourself, that is your nostril switching after every 2 hours. It is different for all. Anywhere between 90 minutes to 2 hours to 2.5 hours, the nostril dominance shifts, and that is what brings balance to our body very nicely. So there's a small information I wanted to give you today, and just check which of your nostril is more dominant. This is a nice lifelong project. You can keep discovering over the period of days on which of your nostrils is mostly more dominant. Okay, so I'm going to see you all tomorrow again, and thank you very much for joining in. Namaste.